Shabbat, the one day where we're able to take a breather, take a rest. Are Hamas taking a breather? Are they taking a rest? No, they're setting up weapon storages next to the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Deir al-Balah. Those weapons, those Kalashnikov rifles, those explosive devices, those anti-tank launchers, they are there to hurt our people. To hurt our people and hurt our troops. It's a very cynical approach to life. It's an approach that says, we are going to transform a hospital into, and everybody that's there, into a military facility. And they're using not only civilian infrastructure, they'll use a mosque, they'll use an ambulance, they'll use news reporters, they'll use whatever they can to carry out their terrorist activities. And so Israel had to go in on Shabbat instead of resting, and there by the yellow line, dismantle these 5 storage facilities of the Hamas before these weapons reach our civilians, before they hurt our people. And so we used precise munitions and not indiscriminate, focusing on removing the threat. That's what we do. Now, people say, wow, but look, Hamas has disarmed their Gaza committee. Oh, but guess what? They didn't disarm their power. Don't you understand when you're being lied to, when you're being tricked? This Gaza committee has been governing Gaza since 2007. Remember when they killed the Fatah, when they threw them off the rooftops? And now, do you think they're giving up power? No, it's just symbolic. It means they're rebranding. Okay, the government emergency committee that governed Gaza's ministries has dissolved, but they haven't given up power. Okay, all their civil servants who worked under the committee still hold their positions in the police, in its internal security forces, its armed fighters, its weapons, its tunnels. They didn't give up any of that stuff. Do they think we're fools? Hamas is taking also substantial percentages from the merchants. They're stealing, again, the humanitarian aid. You remember them on top of the trucks, stealing all the food and reselling it back to rob their own people. And they keep their tunnel network, whatever we haven't blown up. They're keeping whatever is still left, which is still a lot, under the homes, under the hospitals, under the mosques, under homes. And so they have, 20,000 fighters left because they're trying to restock about 60,000 rifles or so. Ability to manufacture rockets. They have still some factories left. We didn't clear it all out. No, we tried, but we didn't do it yet. We didn't finish the job. They've got smuggling components to try to bring stuff through. We cut off the Egyptian routes. We tried to, but there's still always more that we haven't got to in various areas. They're trying to smuggle things by sea, rockets to produce roadside bombs, and all kinds of stuff. And that's what they do. That's what terrorism does. Terrorism. It's something that they must be disarmed, okay? If anyone thinks that this symbolic act of they've disarmed the governing committee and they're going to replace it by what? Another name of the same thing? It's a rebranding as a political weapon. It's like a political trick. I'm just saying, let's look at what's going on. Okay, if they're not giving up power or giving up their weapons or giving up their infrastructure, they're just rebranding and continuing the same exact thing. They want to put like a new name that's like a respectable institution in front and that will allow the Hamas to continue to run things from in the shadows. Okay, well, we see exactly what's going on and try to gain legitimacy, to try to gain even a Palestinian state without surrendering their weapons. And everything they've done has been evil, straight up evil. Look at all the money laundering, the narco-terrorism. So they've ruled Gaza for like 19 years without holding a single democratic election, keeping their people as human shields, holding them in subversion, torturing, killing, throwing people off roofs. And then all that leading to October 7th, 2023, where they crossed in, killed pets. They killed pets of people. They killed also 1,200 or more Israelis. A ton of soldiers, hundreds and hundreds of soldiers died in this as well. People don't talk about that so much. About 251 people taken hostage. And so I'm telling you what, we're not going to just fail. We're not just going to fall to this again. You remember the PLO and the Palestinian Authority? Palestinian Authority became internationally associated with terrorism in the 1970s and 80s when they were hijacking planes. That's why you have to have so many checks before you got on a plane. Why? Remember the Munich massacre? Every event, pretty much every mall in Israel, every mall you have to be checked. Pretty soon it'll be globally at this rate. Yasser Arafat, the chairman, 1974, he was a terrorist. In 1993, supposedly he was able to recognize Israel in a formal letter and claiming that he's going to renounce terrorism. He appeared with Clinton there, remember? And he said he's going to do all this stuff, and everybody thought, wow, they were tricked. He's going to be a partner for peace, essentially. But guess what happened? Instead, the second Intifada happened. Suicide bombings, shootings, stabbings, vehicular attacks, rammings, lasting trauma. The PLO 1974 phase strategy had already described taking control through terror. Okay, but yet they were still pushing the lie like there's some actual partner that you could talk to. Same thing with Hezbollah. Has a two-wing strategy. They got the political wing and they got the military wing. The political one is not going to openly say in English, in Arabic, yes, but in English they're not going to say to the West, we are here to kill Jews and really destroy the West, death to America. They do that politically and militarily in Iran, but they still have to play the game in Gaza and in Lebanon. So in 2013, European Union designated only Hezbollah's military wing as a terrorist organization, but not the political wing. They let the political wing raise money, raise funds through charities, even in the West. They had Nasrallah, they had Naim Qassem, stated that every component of Hezbollah serves for the resistance. So serves for the very same purpose. So you got to look beyond the trickery. You got to be able to be wise to this new committee. What is it if the police are still there, the tunnels are still there, the weapons are still there, everything is still there, the desire to capture another, massacre another, more, and take more hostages? It can never happen again. Are you crazy? It can never happen again. The same thing goes for Hezbollah's model. They're thinking that they can have a political face for foreign governments where they lie to their face and collect funds, arms, with no one to stop them. They can just restock everything and push their evil narrative as well. And then the military wing is standing down, but really they're continue to pay for slay. They're continuing to run their whole terrorist enterprise from the shadows. In February 2025, Mahmoud Abbas announced that there's going to be some changes, and he's going to supposedly end this pay to slay, this martyr payment system where they get all this crazy money for carrying out terrorist attacks. But later you see that the money didn't stop. It continued. It even expanded. They just did it through different names. This is the name of the game, trickery. And I just don't want the West to be played for fools. I don't want people who aren't from here, they don't understand this stuff, to be played for fools. And so Hamas became increasingly isolated after the October 7th attack, and 17 countries in the European Union suddenly condemned this October 7th massacre. Good, it's good they condemned it. And they called for Hamas to disarm, and they decided to wait now. They decided to wait. And certain countries called for them to leave Gaza, like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Egypt, Turkey. And so Hamas faced all this diplomatic pressure, but they just decided to wait, And now they're making their move to supposedly change the name and rebrand without paying the price of disarmament. That's what the International Stabilization Force is there for, to disarm them. That's what they're supposed to be doing, But they're not doing it. And so you got to be able to recognize that this keeping of weapons and then trying to restock and rearm weapons, we can see through it, And you have other factions, right? Other armed Palestinian factions that are still active as well. Like, who's talking about the Palestinian Islamic Jihad? They also were part of the massacre that they did on us. The, what is it called? The Democratic Front for the Liberation of Palestine, the DFLP. What about other ones? Like, there's a bunch of other small ones. And so they could keep running through a different name, even the military side. So the main question we just got to ask is, have they given up the weapons? Have they dissolved the tunnels? Have they removed this infrastructure that I just talked about? And are they ready for something actually, for a rebuilding? You can't rebuild when you can't rebuild while this has not been dealt with. It makes no sense at all. Same thing in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, right? You have them on both sides of the fence screaming death to America, death to the West, death to Israel. And we can see through it. And we are going to stand strong against this until security will be returned to this region.